right. Good evening, everyone. It's bourbonblog.com. I'm so glad to be joined by my good friend Sean Williams with Cohiba there. He's joining us live from Atlanta. And we should say, first off, this is Memorial Day. So before we do anything else talking about all that's new, we just want to honor and remember all those who've given so much. So we'll just raise a toast to them first. And
Salute.
salute. Thank you very much. And I see already some folks joining us here, Sean.
Awesome.
And Sean, how's everything been your way, my man?
Things have been good, man. What about you?
Really good, really good. Lovely weekend, and everybody's in the summer spirit. I know, we're certainly kicking off something very special today, which is the launch of our Master Series with cigars and whiskey. It just started today on the channel Wine, Watches, and Whiskey, which we're going to be putting up links throughout, but you can go on to bourbonblog.com to learn how to watch that. And Sean, what all began at Club Macanudo with us having an idea for doing this is now streaming to the masses.
Yeah, man. It's a wonderful thing. It's especially, in the current landscape that we are, where we don't have as many outlets to have such a broad brush, distribution model of our content. And so I'm really excited to just for whatever other eyes we pick up, whatever other audiences we speak to. I'm really excited about it, man. So.
It truly is a pleasure because, as you said, it's all about making sure the audiences that appreciate these really just delicious products, whether it is wine, whiskey, watches, whatever it might be, the Wine, Watches, and Whiskey channel. It started just about a year ago. It is a free on-demand streaming lifestyle channel for connoisseurs, collectors, and the culturally curious. And it features stories that show a lot of different episodes and shows different creators across wine, watches, whiskeys, tastemakers, and it really is the first of its kind. It's free. It's on Amazon Fire. It is on Roku. It is also on this wonderful place, if you haven't watched it, called Stir. All those places, you can go to winewatcherswhiskey.com/watch. /watch, Wine Watches Whiskey, that's whiskey with an EY.com/watch. Learn how to watch. But our series in particular is airing a number of times this week and next, and you'll be able to see it ongoing for a while. Now, Sean, I'm just wondering, what are you pairing tonight, my friend?
I'm going with something that a lot of times when you and I in particular do these get-togethers, so to speak. It's always around the special release, man. But I forget sometimes to just sort of remind people of how special our regular production stuff is. So this is one of my favorites, man. One of my go-tos, the Cohiba Riviera. Terrific cigar made in Esteli, Nicaragua. San Andres wrapper, Honduran, Connecticut binder, and a lot of Nicaraguan under the hood, Condega, Esteli, Jalapa. Also some Hamashan Valley Honduran tobacco. So really good smoke, and pairing that with one of my faves is, I'm sure you are aware, the Colonel E.H. Taylor small batch.
Yes. Such a perfect one for so many cigars.
Preparing for Memorial Day evening. So yeah.
That is so perfect. I'm of course having the newest in the Weller, because I was thinking, it's cigars, whiskey, everything works. I love the Riviera. We're having some of the Weller Antique along with the Weller.
Yeah. Can't go wrong, man.
And such a great pairing with the original wheated bourbon. Tell us down below or tweet back to us. Tell us what you're watching. And again, we're celebrating the launch of the Master Series, which you can watch the episodes on cigarworld.com. There are a total of 13 episodes. But what we were so fortunate to do with cigarworld.com and Cohiba and all of our friends Shaw and myself is it's all put together as one show that's airing now on wine, watches, and whiskey. And this channel is dynamite. There's a lot of great whiskey creators in it. There's some wine creators. You're going to be seeing more and more shows about watches, culinary, how it pairs. But what Sean and I think tonight are going to talk about is just the beauty of the pairings and just how we actually got behind the bar. We made some cocktails and paired these, didn't we?
You made cocktails.
I did. I did. I was inspired by the atmosphere there at Club Macanudo.
I watched and consumed. Yeah.
That's right. What people may not know is when we were filming this, and I know people that work in film know this, but we were starting around 8:30, 9 a.m. having cigars and whiskey. We've often joked about that. How did that feel to you?
Yeah, I don't know how we got through the day, to be honest, man. Because before lunchtime, I mean, not so much the cigars. I mean, I'm built for that, but the tasting of the whiskeys and the different spirits early in the morning, going throughout the day while we were filming that was heavy.
We had to pace it.
Yeah,
we had to pace it. We had so many great folks, the folks at Moose, all the great filmmakers that filmed this thing. I'm forgetting the name of their company. Sean, can you help me? Do you remember? Pennsylvania and the film team, St. Louis folks, great people.
Yeah,
just amazing. What a great team that filmed this, and we basically had the run of Club Macanudo for like half the day.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah. Really early mornings. A lot of sort of frenetic sort of activity, but still was kind of relaxed. I mean, because there's a lot of just high energy dynamics going on behind the scene. But you and I, we got to smoke cigars, work our way through some spirits and talk about them. So, wasn't a bad deal.
We sure did. The magic of Club Macanudo, I'll have to say there too in Manhattan. Tell us what it's like for you to be in a place it's so powerful for me, but I know you get there several times a year. What is the magic of the Club Macanudo in Manhattan?
Well, I mean, it's even more magical now. I mean, because there are less and less places to enjoy that kind of experience in Manhattan. The Club Mac, I mean, I dig it because it's old school, man. I'm not, and listen, in whatever environment people enjoy their cigars, it's terrific. I'm just happy that people are enjoying cigars. Right. But not environments are the same. Some are super, super laid back, and it's just about, maybe a game of sports playing on TV and a quiet cigar shop. Then some lounges have more in the way of music. Some have live music. Some have DJs. Some of them get a bit louder. But I like the Club Macanudo type experience, and maybe that's just me in age. I like music as more of the background when I'm there, right? Not sort of being the main event, the feature. I like having an expansive food menu to couple with an expansive spirits menu, and just sort of that old school approach. The feel of the place, the service. I'm not going to say it's not a dying dynamic or art, but it's not something that is as common today. You know what I mean?
That's right. And there's only you're so right. It is a dying element. There's only so many places in the country, and especially in so many places in New York, you can have a cocktail or whiskey, a spirits, a cigar, and dine at the same time.
Yeah, you get a nice steak or get the what is the bacon called? I'm losing my words, but it's one of the appetizers I really like there. So
is it the dates? I'm trying to remember the.
No, it's how do they do the bacon? God, what do they
call they do this? I've had it with you, but I'm trying to remember. It's
yeah. But
it's so delicious.
It's just a very good experience overall.
It is, and if you haven't had it, definitely if you get to the city, have it. There are several locations of it, but if you are just pouring some whiskeys, enjoying it at home, this series helps you feel like you've been a part of it. Everything from the elevation of something that is truly created for each other like this to the experiences that you're not expecting. A Manhattan, a revolver is the cocktail I made for you with the
Yes.
coffee bitter, with the coffee bitters, the liqueur, the rye whiskey. It's all there, and again, it's on our master series. I did bring along actually, and we went so far as to go into the realm of New York itself, and we partnered and paired some Kings County bourbon. They were one of the featured bourbons on our series, right there from Brooklyn. I have a few others of the ones just that I wanted to lay out here tonight because we want to give all these great folks a shout that we had their whiskey in our series.
That's Bardstown, actually.
That Bardstown, so delicious. I was just there a few days ago. We had some of the yes, these are all so good. And again, thanks for the comments below. Take a moment, like this, share this.
I assume you're going to reach for a Taconic at some point.
The Taconic is someplace close. It may be in my cellar.
When you talk about New York, man, you talk about spirits out of New York. You can't, yeah.
Taconic is such a good one. No, you're absolutely right. Hard Truth, of course, from Indiana. This is the Mellencamp edition that we have here.
Nice.
We had some Peerless.
Dude, you know what I had the other day?
Yes, what'd you have?
Speaking of John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah.
I had some I probably got, I don't know, maybe a couple pours left of it, but the 3 chords out of Detroit. Pat Benatar's,
such good stuff. I love the 3 chords.
Yeah.
Do you remember which one you had?
I don't remember. It's in the house. I've only ever had one bottle. It's the same bottle, and I've had it for a number of years. But I didn't even realize it was Pat Benatar. You know.
There's some real rock stars involved. What they're doing is so special and makes a great cigar pairing as well. But again, it's not just about the pairings. It's why we pair. It's what Sean and I discover in the series are just the ways that the flavor coats the palate on both and just lifts those flavors up. Any pairings you've had recently with? I know the Riviera is so well paired with so many cigars. Have there been any that you've paired at some recent events that you've really enjoyed?
No, honestly, I'm still enjoying the one that you have now, and that may be because it's the most recent,
right?
But also when you look at the range of the Weller expressions, that 107, man, it's like, we've had a really good time just sort of
it's so
couple
good.
Years doing the 12-year, then doing the foolproof, and now doing the 107. It's just been just a really cool sort of transition each year. And 107, I hesitate to say it, but it may be pound for pound my favorite in the range of the Wellers. So I've had a chance to really not revisit, because it's not been that long ago since we released it. But it's not like I smoke it every day. But I was in New Orleans for the Culinary Masters weekend with Rockport Magazine, so I brought a few down there and sort of shared them with a few of the guests that came out to enjoy cigars with me there. So that's probably, as far as intentional pairings, that's probably been the most recent.
It indeed is such a great pairing, and I'm already seeing some other comments. Somebody says they enjoy, and thank you for commenting there about the Bullet Bourbon paired with a good Cohiba Robusto cigar. Let's see what else.
Nice.
Or a nice crisp 12-year-old. Thank you for commenting there, Shaw. We appreciate it. I'm going to put this. Go ahead.
The Weller 12 or which 12-year-old?
I wonder. Yeah, tell us down below which one you're talking about. We always love to hear. WineWatchersandWhiskey.com is the place to go. It is the place where you find our series. I should also say, I was about to also mention, we had some wonderful Bacta Armagnac and the bourbon finish in Armagnac.
Out of Vermont.
That's right. So, and again, a place that I just was at not too long ago. I was in Vermont for some events at Whistle Pig in upstate New York. I passed by Bacta Spirits. So many good pairings. And again, we love the fact that you all enjoy the pairings too. Sean, you were mentioning the Rob Report events that you do. Tell us about those a little bit. I know you've been doing those for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a long, well, I guess not super long, but certainly as long as I've been here, partnership with Rockport Magazine. They're probably our top media partner as far as wraparound interaction, print advertising, online interaction, and in-person experiential events. And I do a number of them with them a year. Typically, I'll do one of the car of the years, and they'll have events around significant sporting events such as F1, NCAA. They have something coming up with World Cup. But another really cool one I do pretty consistently is Culinary Masters, where they basically bring in some of the top chefs from around the country and around the world to come in and create this multi-day, multi-sensory food experience. And New Orleans is interesting because this is the first one I went to that a lot of the experience was actually, visiting restaurants there in New Orleans, which, I'm partial to that. So
right.
I'm never upset to go, have a nice dinner at Brennan's. But they went to a few other restaurants as well, Mr. B's. I think GW Finn's was on. And then they had some local chefs and some chefs from outside of the area as well. And they come in and it's just about this tour in the landscape of food. There's cooking classes where the chefs kind of have these workshops where you walk through sort of creating their dishes with them and so forth. And I'm usually a person that gets to close out the night with the nice Cohiba pop-up smoking lounge. So it's always a lot of fun, man. Yeah, long days for me though, because again, I'm the person that usually shuts down at night. So and I don't like to miss a lot of stuff during the day. So I'm there, but usually, man, it's me and a couple of hardcore people. By the end of the night, it's usually 8 or 10 people, and it's like at some point I'm like, all right, we got to wrap this thing up. So, but it's always fun, man. Yeah.
And I love the fact that you do that. There's such incredible events. I know you've been doing this for a number of years. It's so amazing what I've learned from you about cigars and what we've discovered together on pairings. As you've been doing this for years, do you find you're bringing the cigars, there's a culinary experience, whatever it might be, do you find people are more and more excited about just trying new ones and just trying them in general?
Yeah, when I first started being present and hands-on at the Robert Ford events, going back a number of years, there were only like a handful of some of the consistent RR1 members to come to the events that would enjoy cigars. But now we're underestimating every event that we do. Like we literally have to create more space when we set up these lounges now because they're more and more people really interested in enjoying cigars, and even more cigars lovers are being intentional about scheduling Robert Ford events because they know, hey, I can do these events I love to do, and oh, by the way, at the end of the night, I'm going to enjoy a nice cigar. So I have seen, and I think I don't know if it's just something that's germane or exclusive to the Rob Report community, but I know I've seen growth within that community of not just, there was always the ones who were curious and they come puff on a cigar. Now these are like, they're coming ready to go. They got their own tools with them now, man. They got their cigar cases. They're bringing, like, it's great to see that there is a legitimate, active and vibrant cigar community within the RR1 landscape as far as the Rob Report members. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Incredible. The intention that's brought, the passion, and all of this is again what Sean and I talked about for well over a year. We said we have to do this. We have to put this out in a way that is both engaging, fun, but has an element of education with cigarworld.com, and just really allows us to explore and dive into something new. And I love doing that. That some of the pairings that we came up with, and we had some really rare old bourbons that we paired these with.
Dude, yeah, you brought some unicorns out. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate. I should mention we also had the it was the King Alexander Dalmor, I think.
Yeah.
Ones we had on one of those last days with the I believe with the Spectre. We brought some of the best with the Spectre. We even had some beautifully I'm not going to say beautifully made, but some great whiskeys that I did my best with making cocktails to pair with that Serie M. And just knowing that we just scratched the surface, and the feedback that we both have received on this, hopefully the new combinations that people have come up with as a result have been amazing. In fact, I think a lot of people sent in questions to us, and we answered those as well, which you can
Yeah,
see.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's pretty fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what it's about, man. I wish and I hope that you're chronicling the questions or comments for these interactions, and maybe some at some point, if we don't address it, we go back and put out a vignette where we kind of head on address some of the questions or comments that we may get from some of the people that's tuning in now and in the future, because that's what that's what's interesting, right? I mean, that people are interested. The fact that people are interested in logging on to watch you and I talk, I'm honored. So I want to make sure that we are really tuned in to what their thoughts are, what they have to say, and what questions they have, man. So let's make sure we circle back if need be and address any questions we don't iron out on this session.
That's right. Absolutely. And some, again, great comments. Thanks for everyone. Some people are talking about their first bourbon and cigar pairings down below. We see you on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Tell us where you're watching from. Again, take a moment, like, share this, and make sure you tell your friends about winewatcheswhiskey.com and the network, which is
a cool channel.
It is.
I was on last night. No, it wasn't last night. Night before last. Last night was my daughter's high school graduation party. Which,
amazing.
No, amazing that this has been a graduation season.
It has. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. But I mean, I'm old enough to remember. You graduate. There may be 2 or 3 or 4 kids that are having graduation parties, and those parties became everybody's parties. Now each kid damn near has their own party. So they schedule their time around when they're going to go to this person's party, this person's party. There'll be 2 or 3 parties in the day, and then ultimately her party was here last night. So I didn't have time to even breathe, man. But the night before last, I actually went on to Whiskey Watchers and Wine, and just watched it. And it's cool content. It's so interesting just to see a channel dedicated to those sort of little sort of pieces of lifestyle, man. And this incredible mixologist, man. Just getting into the nuances of how you use a jigger, and I don't want to go through the motion because it may look a little bit weird, but how you shake a jigger versus how you shake and rotate a jigger so that you don't get he was doing something with the egg whites, so you want it to be more like a washing machine versus a jackhammer or whatever, and just these little nuances. And watched another time, and a couple of guys were out in Napa, and they were kind of walking through the intricacies of winemaking and so forth. And it's like one of those things that if you're curious about just these little nuances behind a lot of things that we do, as far as in the spirits and cigar world, or in wine, or in making spirits or whatever, like you really get granular, get behind the scene, and it's kind of nerdy. But for if this is your type of nerd chum, then I think you'll dig it, man. Yeah.
Yes. No, absolutely. They're doing such a great job over there, Canella Media. We thank you, and Jennifer and Anna, Michael, everybody that's been a part of making sure this has a new home to really see the whole series back to back. You can see it on, of course, cigarworld.com, but the only place you can see it back to back like this is Wine Watches Whiskey. We really appreciate everything everybody's done. I see you watching Toasted. Thank you for watching. And David says he's having a bit of Hudson. Thank you for sipping that. Some other great New York bourbons and so much more to explore. Any news happening with places you will be coming up, Sean, this summer?
I'm excited. This is going to be the first summer, man, where I don't travel abroad. I mean, last few years it's been Europe or Asia, or in the case of last summer, I think it was both. But this summer I'm not taking any any international trips, at least for business. I'm taking some vacation time, but so I'll be doing more stuff here, in the States, which I'm excited about. I got a couple of events coming up at Corona and Tampa, Orlando.
Nice.
Actually going to be pairings. We're doing Weller tastings there. Then we're going to be at the Sand Lake store and at it's not the downtown store, it's the other store. Two stores there. I forget. I'm thinking Lake Mary, but I'm not sure that that's correct. But I'll find out. But for those who are on here, hopefully they follow me, and I'm pretty good about posting stuff like that. So I think that's the next sort of in-store interaction I have coming up. I'm going to be doing a couple of events up in the Bay Area. That's going to be early fall. But yeah, I'm not looking at my calendar, but I got a busy summer coming up. But most of it is going to be based here in the States, which has not been the case for me for the last, 6 or 7 years, man.
This gives you some time to be a little closer to home and to give all those folks in those areas a chance to see you. And I will actually be not too far away from the Corona Cigar Lounge downtown, as I'm doing a new Barrel Master series at the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts.
Oh, beautiful.
Downtown Orlando on June 18th. It's happening 4 times this year. It's a blind whiskey tasting at Judson's Live, a wonderful, it's about a capacity of around 200 people that we're doing blind whiskey tastings for in this wonderful Center for Performing Arts there at Dr. Phillips.
Beautiful.
If you're interested, go on to Bourbon Blog or just search for Barrel Master Series Orlando for those of you all that are in Orlando. And maybe at some point when you're in Orlando and I'm there too, we'll be.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we should try to schedule something so that we cross paths in one of the school places, man. Yeah.
I have a feeling that you'll be seeing Sean and I doing something with whiskey and cigars and bourbon and great pairings someplace live near you at some point later this year. So just keep watching. I know usually you and I are at Derby together. It's several weeks ago. This time I was at Derby. You were at F1. F1 went amazing for you though.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, I miss being at Derby, but F1 was just it was just insane, man. Yeah, it really was. I mean, we had a nice sort of setup at turn number 5. It was hot. It was a special kind of hot. I tell you that. But overall, the experience was great, man. And it was my first time being. I've done a lot of events around F1, but this is my first time being sort of that up close and right in the roar. Yeah, it was great. Great. It was
a great view you had. It looked like that was an amazing view.
It was crazy, man. Yeah. So, we got a lot of action, and I don't pretend to be an expert on F1. I certainly learned more in those few days than I had in the entirety of my life prior to that. But something about the turn that we were at, it was a bit of a dangerous turn. So you just got a little bit more action, a little bit more nuance in how they approach that area. And coming out, man, they would just gun it, man. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's amazing. So such a cool thing. And as we think about whiskeys that we pair together, bourbons, even Scotch for the series, you'll see us pair all types. One of the things that I love so much that I already knew, but once I went into the series with you, is all of your cigars in Cohiba. There's definitely not just one bourbon or whiskey that work, but they are so beautifully complex that they're very pairable with a lot of whiskeys.
Yeah. I mean, we use that's the key word, complex. I mean, it's not a situation where I think that everybody is going to like every cigar that we make, but we are very, very committed to trying to create different experiences across the range, right? So we don't have any cigars that taste alike, and all of them have their own layer and depth of complexity that they don't share with other cigars. So there's certainly something in the lineup that folks would like. I mean, this Riviera, this is going great with this. Just, the EHL is not super high proof, but it has a little bit of kick to a little bit of body. So this Riviera is going really, really well with it. If you're doing Connecticut, even our Connecticut will stand up to a bourbon, which is not typically the case. But we got some of the Hero in there from Nicaragua. San Andreas binder, so it has a little bit more under the hood than a normal Connecticut. So so even that pairs, to your point, with the spirit of your choice, whether it's bourbon or tequila, which of course
Of course.
that's something I'm really into. We haven't had a chance to talk. So at some point on Bourbon Blog, we're gonna have a vignette called Tequila Blog for the day. We're gonna get
That's right. We're gonna do a whole tequila segment. I think we must do that.
Yeah. So whatever your spirit is of choice, we certainly have something that'll pair, man. Yeah.
Yes, you do, and of course, this one, the Weller always pairs so beautifully. Weller cigar with the Weller bourbon, and of course, you are going to have, from what I'm remembering, a new Weller that will be coming out before the end of the year.
Yes. And I won't say exactly what expression we're using, but I think the packaging may be white, and I'll leave it at that.
It might be white, so we will be watching for that news. We'll bring it to you here on Bourbon Blog. Did you have besides obviously the Weller is very special? When we were doing this series, did you have a very favorite pairing we did? Did you have a favorite?
Man,
we did so many. I know.
We did so, like you really, man. It was overwhelming. Like, I have a pretty stout collection here of spirits, man. But you just brought out just the rarest of rares. It's like, people kind of want what they can't have or what they don't have a lot of access to. And I got to be honest, the King Alexander was
King Alexander was pretty phenomenal. It's hard to beat that.
So to wrap that up with the Spectre,
that may have been my favorite too. Even though, I love Scotch. Of course, I love the bourbon, but the King Alexander was just divine with that Spectre. So many layers, so deep. I really enjoyed. I think that last day we did the Bardstown Bourbon Company 4-square rum finish, which was so delicious. I believe with the Nicaragua, that one just had such a great. The Nicaragua has so many pairing options too. I think it's. Though I love the Connecticut.
That remains to be one of the sleepers in our line. It chugs along. It quietly does well. We don't give it a whole lot of share of voice necessarily. It's a line that's been around for a while. We've had at one time it was the Nicaraguan expression, which is within the red dot range. But since I come on board, we haven't put out any cigar that hasn't had Nicaraguan tobacco in it. So it's kind of lost that sort of uniqueness within the red dot family. But it's still just a solid, good go-to cigar, man. For me, the N54 in the Nicaragua is money, and I keep a box of that here, a couple of boxes actually. So, but yeah, you're right. It's a good option to pair with a number of different varieties of spirits.
The versatility is just so beautiful on all these, and of course, the fairly new Rubicon. The Rubicon just is dynamite with so many cigars.
Same thing.
With so many whiskeys.
One of the few cigars that we make at our factory in Dami, Honduras, Hatsa, and again has Nicaraguan under the hood, in particular some Condega, that Ecuador Habano wrapper, La Entrada, which is another proprietary tobacco that we grow in Honduras. So has that sort of baking spice to it, a little bit of cocoa, a little bit of earthiness. Solid cigar. Has enough body to pair with something that has a little bit more proof on it, but also has a nice nutty sweetness to compare with like some of the wheated varieties that's not as high,
Absolutely. And a place that you can go and you can really explore a lot of these. In addition, of course, Cohiba's website, just to really learn about them, is cigarworld.com, expanding way into other cigars. And you can actually, as a consumer, go and leave comments that you've smoked it. And I love that too, because there's so many elements that you can search there on cigarworld.com.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
Yes. So again, if you haven't watched it yet, you have a chance. You can go to the schedule on winewatcheswhiskey.com. That is for the channel Wine Watches and Whiskey. Fairly new channel the last year. So Roku, Fire TV, Sir. More to come. So many places this is going to go. And Sean, it was just it was such a pleasure doing this series with you, and so much more content that you'll see from Sean and I. Always a pleasure, my friend. And just thanks for taking some time to join me tonight, my friend, to raise a toast to this series being on Wine Watches and Whiskey.
No doubt. Salud, my friend.
Salud. And everyone else, enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. Be safe out there, and have a great rest of your spring as you head into summer.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers.